Britain is getting fatter, and as our waistline grows, so does the burden on the benefit system.
I have no qualms about collecting sick pay.
A growing number of overweight and obese people have been signed off on the sick.
I'm the one who's got to wake up in the morning, look into a mirror and look at myself and say, you know, I'm fat.
Dealing with obesity costs the state billions.
I'm not proud that I'm on benefits. I don't want to be on benefits.
Some want to work.
There isn't a specific, I want this sort of job. I want to have a pay packet. I want to go out and work.
Others say they simply can't.
It's not my fault that I'm like this.
And some claim they're only getting what they're entitled to.
The government's paying it for me, but at the end of the day, I did work, you know, so really, you know, why not?
Britain is changing, and we're all paying the price.
I couldn't notice that I was eating more.
By the way, this is a nice kebab. Oh, God.
Are we fast becoming a nation that is simply too fat to work?
I was expecting it, just put it that way.
In Plymouth, on the south coast, 60% of adults are overweight or obese. Two of them are Stephen Beer and Michelle Coombe. Steve weighs 31 stone, and Michelle tips the scales at 23 stone.
I'll show you. Look. See my stomach? That, right? That's my stomach. That's my stomach, right? That's cellulitis.
45-year-old Steve is signed off sick, and 43-year-old Michelle hasn't had a job in 2 decades. They live in a one-bed flat paid for by housing benefit. In total, they get around £2 a month in handouts.
This is our bedroom. Mind out the tiger. This is Michelle's friend, so this is where we live. Can't get in the shower. You know, I have to get stuck in the shower house when I... So I've got carers coming in and, you know, they kind of, like, wash me and dress me and sort me out and everything.
Steve used to run a cleaning business before suffering a stroke 6 years ago when he weighed 27 stone. Since then, he's developed a growing list of health problems.
So I could do the manual things, like, you know, like get to a tap, you know, wash your hands, things like that. I like to get away from the dishes. Don't like doing dishes. I hate doing dishes, you know. Making cups of coffee. Don't ask me to make cups of coffee, because I'm not good at making cups of coffee or tea, you know.
Steve is one of around 12,000 people in Britain who receive disability benefits because they're too fat to work. Even though it's a struggle for someone of his size to get a job, it doesn't stop him dreaming.
Tamar Bridge. That's a good job, isn't it? Tamar Bridge, Cheryl.
No, you ain't going nowhere near Tamar Bridge.
I could sit in the kiosk there, take all the tickets when they're gone over and say it's gone up.
But the reality of job hunting is a little different.
I've been into a job centre before, right, in Torquay. Went in there one day and they said, oh, we can't do it because you're overweight. What can you do? Be Father Christmas?
But even though Steve struggles to walk the walk, he's keen to talk the talk.
I was brought up with the gumption of, if you have a family, you look after them. And that doesn't mean sit on your ass and kind of like watch the world go by. You've got to go out there and earn your keep instead of sponging off the benefit system, you know?
But right now, Steve's got a lot on his mind. In 6 weeks, he's going to get married to Michelle. It won't be his first wedding, but it will be the first time he's had to pay using his benefits.
Weddings cost a lot of money, you know. But anyway, it'd be worth it at the end of the day.
Where are you getting the money from for your wedding?
Well, what we're doing this is from, you know, it's from our benefits and everything. I'm having all sorts, you know. I'm having, like, for my wedding, I'm having, like, all canopies and all that lot.
I don't mind, I'm mad to do anything towards it.
£200 for a car. For what? About 3 hours? Yeah. You know, all I'm worried about at the moment is getting my suit for my wedding. That's gonna cost me expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you want to get married and everything and you're on benefits and stuff, then I'm afraid, you know, sometimes you've got to miss out on things, you know?
When you're jobless and on the dole, there's a lot of time to fill. In York, 20-stone single mum Rachel Lacey fills part of her days by looking after her pets.
I can see his tail. It's not as much fun when I know where you are. But there we are. Find the rat. Come here, baby. Shh, shh, shh. He's an old boy, he's over 2. There's times when I was long-term unemployed and you wake up and think, is there actually any reason for getting out of bed today? No, it's not going to affect anybody else's life if I don't actually get up. And then you think, oh, the rats need feeding. And it's what got me out. It's what, stop eating me. It's what motivates me some days.
41-year-old Rachel lives in a 2-bed housing association flat paid for by Housing Benefit. She also receives £140 a fortnight in job seekers allowance and a council tax reduction.
I have in the past got to the point where I've struggled to feed the rats, and I've ended up living on beans and toast for 3 or 4 days. I don't care, my rats are fed, that's what matters.
Rachel's been out of work and on benefits for more than 3 months and has applied for more than 100 jobs.
I'm not pretentious about the job I want. He said, yes, I'd like to be an office worker, but some of the best jobs I've had out of temping are the ones that you wouldn't think of applying for normally. I'll take anything. Going to ASL, I'll do anything. Yeah, but what specific do you want to do? He says, no, just I want to work. There isn't a specific, I want this sort of job. I want to have a pay packet, I want to go out and work.
She says she's fit to have a job, but believes employers will say she's too fat to work.
So many jobs you see them say in the description, you'll be the first person people see at our company, and I look at them and think, well, they're never going to employ me. And obviously because I'm overweight, I think, well, some people aren't going to like that.
In order to get a job and get off benefits, Rachel thinks she needs to lose weight, so she's opted for drastic measures paid for by the state. She's on the waiting list for a £6,000 gastric bypass and has been told it could be any time in the next 2 months.
I didn't want people saying, we spent X amount of pounds on you and it's just about you. And I felt bad about it, and I, no, I don't want to do it. And then a few years ago, somebody said, well, how much does your medication cost? I hate to think how much that's cost over the years. Probably more than the gastric bypass.
While some people commit to dieting and exercise, Rachel believes the bypass is the only option to get her weight down.
I've got to the point now, right, whilst I'm still relatively young, in my early 40s, I want to go ahead with it and get it done. I'll look more presentable. People won't be worrying about, am I going to be ill, or how I look as a company, but a lot of it is also how I'm going to feel.
Meet Amy Johnston. She's 18 and weighs 32 stone. She's been signed off sick because of health problems caused by her weight.
Walkies, come on.
She lives in Scotland, which has some of the highest levels of childhood obesity in the world.
Come on, let's go down the hill.
Amy gets £240 a fortnight in disability benefits.
Down the hill, down the hill.
But she hasn't always been this size.
What's your name?
My name's Amy.
I couldn't notice that I was eating more.
Amy gained weight growing up. Mum Sharon says a tight budget made it difficult to give her a healthy diet.
I was working, 12, 13-hour shifts, so it was like anything quick and easy. But now I don't. I mean, with all the hype over the horse meat and stuff like that, I mean, I tend to sort of like steer away from that now.
By the time she hit her teens, Amy weighed 15 stone.
Could eat most things in the past. Yorkshire puddings, Sunday dinners, bacon, chips, chicken dippers, stuff like that. Come on, we're going back up the hill.
Today, Mum Sharon is also unemployed and on benefits. She feels trapped in a hopeless situation.
Cut down on the food, don't eat, don't, overdo on the crisps and the chocolate and everything like that.
Baby girl.
Together, they receive nearly £1,200 in handouts every month, including £400 housing benefit to pay the rent. But it doesn't rest easy with Sharon.
I would really love to get back out there and start paying my own way. I hate relying on the state. I don't want to live off anybody else's taxes.
And yet for Amy, coming off benefits and finding a job is almost impossible.
I couldn't physically get one because I couldn't physically do it, if you get my drift. So I won't be able to manage because I'll be in pain, stuff like that. It's not my fault that I'm like this.
The countdown continues to Steve and Michelle's wedding. Steve claims he wants to be as fit as he can for the big day, so they're off to their weekly weight management class.
This is our weighing charts and everything. And what we do is we go over to Linda in a minute, we give her these, and she measures our waist. She measures our how much fat we got. Last week I was around about 31.3. So what I'm trying to do now is lose around about £3 to get down to 31.
Now for the moment of truth.
Go on, Steve. You okay, Steve?
Yeah, you're right.
Straight? Yeah, okay, T. That's a pound less. Okay, well done. That's good. Let me see if you just give me a hand. Right, okay, so that's come down. Well done. Yeah, that's 5 centimetres off your waist. Well done.
5 centimetres?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep off the fatty stuff, you know?
Yeah, good. Not so many kebabs.
Yeah. So that's £1 off. That's not bad. I was expecting more, really. But I didn't really want to stay the same, so... Yeah, that was really good.
Next up, it's Michelle.
Yeah, brilliant.
I lost £5. I'm quite shocked, actually.
Steve and Michelle pay for the course out of their benefits.
It takes the excess sugar and it stores it as fat.
They've also been enrolled in a compulsory weight loss programme funded by the taxpayer.
Right, the biggest loser this week is... Michelle. Michelle. Not the diary. Okay, hang on. Michelle, have you got any tips or clues for the class to how you did it?
Well, I've just done more exercise and ate a bit healthier this week.
Did you? Well done. You're doing very well. Well done. Thank you, Michelle.
We kind of treat ourselves every time we do lose weight. Hello, this is Steve here. Can I have a delivery, please? Yeah, you got it by now, yeah. Yeah, how are you, all right? Yeah, can I have a doner kebab? Large, please. Yeah, can I have lots of salad? Michelle wants...
Chicken doner meat with spicy spuds.
Okay.
And their big night
can
just
I have
gets
2 cans
better
of
and
Pepsi,
better.
please? Any discount? Thanks, bye-bye, bye. They're knocked 80 pence off.
Well, that's nice of them.
Oh, Michelle.
Dinner sorted, Steve.
All right. There you go. My kebab.
And there's mine.
£1 lost, £11.50 spent, but best to keep it quiet.
Don't know how much fat is in this, so I ain't got a clue. Probably about 40 or something.
I don't know.
If anybody comes in, especially Linda, sees me eating this, oh, she'll tell me off. She'll say, "Where have you got a kebab?" By the way, this is a nice kebab.
In York, while former tour guide Rachel scours the internet for jobs, her daughter Carol can only think about her mum's looming gastric bypass.
We're watching Embarrassing Bodies, and you think, hey, I'm getting one of them. Which isn't really what you expect when you're watching Embarrassing Bodies. But it'll be a good thing in the long run, I think. If she has to change her diet to cope with the after effects, I'll change mine as well and hopefully lose some weight too, which would be nice.
For Rachel, it's more than just about getting off benefits.
It's about living longer. It's about not dying young. And that is not a side that I think gets emphasised enough. That it isn't just that people want to be thinner for whatever reason, want to be healthier. It will kill me young if I don't do this.
It's a bit weird. Just kind of removing things that we're meant to have.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that idea. I don't think I could have that. I'm too squeamish for that.
But if the taxpayer-funded procedure is the answer, then Rachel feels it will be well worth it.
I think it'll help me get a job afterwards. Apparently, I'll be physically fitter. I'm hoping it's going to increase my self-confidence, and having been bullied for my weight throughout my school's career, you get that idea of going to anywhere, especially bigger companies, that there'll be somebody there who's going to have a problem with me just because of how I look. And I've worked for a company where there's only been a handful of staff, and after one of the staff left, somebody else showed me something they posted on the internet, on social media, referring to me as a troll, and people I've never met before inciting me to be killed for being overweight. You're all right.
No.
Back in Plymouth, Steve's being washed and dressed by his carer, Ruth, who comes twice a day.
This is a big T-shirt, this.
She costs Steve nothing, but the taxpayer forks out around £8,000 a year so he can be looked after.
Probably have a little belly up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you can't really hide it, Steve. Full camera.
I love your socks this morning.
All right.
Yeah, thanks. Brilliant. It's all right. Carrots are nice. Yeah, Ruth.
Looks a steak, doesn't he, Ruth? Hey, you're not going to leave it like that, are you? Right, that's you all sorted.
Thank you very much. All the carrots are nice, really nice. Yeah, they come in, and if it wasn't because of them, I'd be, my hygiene would be, out the window and everything. So I get it twice a day, and and if I get any problems, I just need to bring them up, and they've been, they're really good.
The couple are off to Paignton to see Steve's dad to discuss plans for their wedding. And while benefits are paying the lion's share of the wedding, his dad is contributing too. But that comes at a price. More weight loss.
Do you think I should lose more weight?
Oh, yeah.
Please believe me that I'm going to lose weight.
You should have something done. You was very thin. He'd been like that ages now, hasn't he? Because he'd been like that for now about 5 years now, 5, 6 years. Something like that.
Turn up.
Then Steve talks his dad through their plans for the benefits wedding.
This is nice, isn't it? Stick my glasses on so I can read it. And we got like a blessing of marriage and things like that, and then we got all the hymns and everything. You know the hymns, don't you?
Yeah.
Some of the hymns. We're going to have a release of doves, right? Then a photographer's going to take some photos of us, all us lot, right? Then in the evening we're going to have a buffet, so it's going to be an all-day different thing. I had to pay out my money and everything, you know what I mean? Benefits, some of it, out of benefits and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Steve decides to up the stakes for his weight loss challenge.
Please believe me that I am going to lose weight. Right?
Yeah.
I'll bet you a drink.
Tanner.
A tenner?
Yeah.
I ain't got a tenner. All my money's gone out on my wedding. Oh, yeah, I have, yeah. I've got
That
no
number when you get your weight down. If you get it down, I'll give you that money.
In Scotland, teenager Amy Johnston's 32-stone frame means she isn't even looking for a job. Just getting around the two-bed house is hard work enough.
Can't bend down because I can't reach and stuff like that.
She has trouble getting in and out of the bath, so we have to have showers all the time. That is quite difficult.
Well, I can't go upstairs, it took me ages. I can get up them, but I'm very knackered when I get to the top. Listen, I will come upstairs every day.
You don't sing. Go on. Yeah.
I've got to do my U-turn.
Right.
In the bath.
In the bath.
Swizzy round. Hoses.
Unfortunately, we haven't got that much room.
It's a bit diddy.
Once you've got Amy in the bath and then me here as well, she can't sit in the bath.
We could have a wave if I did.
Amy's health problems are a 24/7 issue. It's another reason why she feels a job is out of the question.
It's the struggling. Just go slow, Amy. It's the struggling.
Oh.
See, because obviously Amy's got to get in, and then I've got to get in round as well to help her. And as you can see, she's got to have lots of pillars.
11 to be precise.
There's pillars in the middle and there's pillars at the sides to support, obviously, her chest. As I said, she wouldn't be able to breathe if she laid down flat. because of her weight. I come in 2-3 times just to make sure she's okay. And she's normally all rattly and asleep. Deflating bagpipes, I say.
It's 3 weeks to their wedding, and Steve and Michelle are in town shopping. Steve's getting around on a specially strengthened mobility scooter, paid for out of his benefits.
I won't be able to kind of like walk this far. And it'd just kill me. So this is why I need a scooter, really. You know, £4, come on, you know. You can have it all day. Go around town on it. Instead of walking. Yeah. What's your dog?
And Michelle takes it all in her stride.
Let him go on his own. Don't bother me.
I'm the one who's got to wake up in the morning, look into a mirror and look at myself and say, you know, I'm fat or I'm obese, overweight and everything. You know, that's not good for me, see? So, you know, I like to kind of like lose weight and be, you know, and do get a job. But is it many people out there who will kind of like give me a job?
With the wedding fast approaching, Steve might be trying to slim down, but his weight means he's entitled to supersized disability benefits.
I was assessed for disability, so I can get a car or I can get a scooter, whatever, really. Is it right? No, of course not. You know, it's government's money, isn't it? You know, it's paying for the government's paying it for me. But at the end of the day, I did work. I have worked, you know, and I ain't sat on my ass, you know, all the time and everything. So I have done kind of like, I have done some work and, you know, so really, you know, why not?
In Plymouth, Michelle Coombe is on a mission. Her fiancé Steve may be on a diet, but he still wants his favourite dish.
I'm going to the shop to get a biscotti bolognese. It's biscotti with mincemeat, tomatoes, and mushrooms and onions.
She hasn't had a job for more than 20 years, but when it comes to cooking, Michelle is used to stepping in.
He start it and I'll finish it.
The cost of this bolognese? 16 quid and an exhausted Michelle.
I'm going to go and sit down now. He can chop it all up himself.
I love spaghetti bolognese. It's my favourite meal, you know. I can eat loads of it.
You right there?
Yeah.
Steve says he lost control of his eating when he had a stroke at work in 2008 and has been on benefits ever since. He's got a wedding to plan and is trying to eat more healthily, but just 3 minutes at the chopping board and he's starting to flag.
I'll probably lose a couple of pounds, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Not doing well at the moment. You take over.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Sorry, but... I'm sweating already. It's a shame, really, that I've got to rely on Michelle to do some things all the time. You know, I'd be lost without her, really.
Oh, yeah, cut some of them up, didn't he?
And there are other temptations which could jeopardise the slimming plans.
It's a company on here. It's called Roast to Go. And what they do is, right, say I have about 5 roast. Oh, yeah, Steve, I'll be there in 1 hour. It'll cost you £21, eh? Oh, thank you, brilliant. Yeah, I'm gonna love this.
Dinner's up, a large helping of spaghetti bolognese. And he simply can't resist his favourite dessert.
Yeah, some of this, love it. Where's yours to, Joe?
Didn't want no ice cream.
So that means it's more for me?
Yeah.
So can I have the tub?
No. Don't have to eat a whole tub in one day.
Well, just love ice cream, don't I?
When you're as large as Steve, it can be difficult finding clothes that fit on a benefits budget. He's taken a trip into town with Michelle to look for a bargain.
They've got a sale on at the moment, so I look at trying to get things cheap. You know what I mean? So, you know, especially if you're, you know, can't afford things. When you can't afford things, it's really difficult. You all right?
But despite the slip-ups with kebabs, pasta and ice cream, Steve seems to be making some progress in his attempt to lose weight for the wedding.
As you lose all your weight, it's like this here. This is massive on me now, look. This is massive, so I'm trying to get something to fit. All right. This one's like a tent. Hang on a sec, let's try another one.
But even 6XL is still a bit of a struggle.
Keep doing that button.
He has trouble with buttons. Yeah, he can't undo them because his fingers are too far.
This doesn't fit me.
It's like that one, isn't it?
Bit tight, but there you go.
Hello.
In York, jobless mum Rachel Lacey has received the news that she hopes will help with her job hunting.
I had a phone call a couple of mornings ago saying, am I free on a particular day, December the 3rd, and asked if I want to go for my bypass. So after a slight pause, which was purely shock, I said yes. And so now I've had to do a schedule, a timetable of when everything's going to happen.
With the gastric bypass only 3 weeks away, it's not long before her mind turns to food.
The next week, getting down to about 6 days now, I'm probably going to eat more than I should because so many people want me to. I just thought, yeah, I'll do it. As long as I don't go completely over the top. Since I had the phone call, we've ate normally. So it's not as if I've started, right, that's it, I'm just going to eat my way through everything we have left in the house.
For some people, the stomach shrinking operation is an excuse to have one last binge.
I have a pumpkin in the fridge, and that might be my last meal. I prep it as if you're going to make a lantern, you take the top off, you take the seeds out, and then you start putting really unhealthy things in it. And then you just bake it and eat it out of the shell, and that might be my last meal, because I think it tastes fantastic. I wouldn't mind a chicken macaroni, but because that's the one with the cheese in. I can't believe somebody's invented a curry with cheese in it. This is fantastic.
In Scotland, 1 in 5 young people are unemployed. One of them is Amy Johnston, who's off on a rare trip with the family to see what's in the shops. But when you're 32 stone, even getting there is a big effort.
You're stressed. Be careful, love.
I've got it, it's all right. It's right near the curb.
Don't walk like a gangster.
What do you mean?
Just like. Yeah, I think we're starting to get a bit breathless now, aren't we?
When you're this big, you can be priced out of the high street, especially when you're on benefits.
We can't buy big clothes out of these because they just don't facilitate for bigger people in shops like this. Most of her clothing comes from online shopping catalogues that specialise in larger clothes.
And stuff like this from here.
Like shoes, you could come to somewhere like this, but it's, I mean, to pay them prices is just
shocking.
These ones are going up to 2XL, which, I mean, as you can see, you can appreciate that, you know, they're just not big enough. You know, you're very, very lucky if you find a really large, like 4 or 5XL in a shop like this anyway. These only go up to like a 2XL as well, so it's, you know, you're very, very limited on the things.
That's only a large. Check these. These look ugly.
You know, I'm just checking you're all right. Do you know what I mean?
Fine, I'm still breathing.
Shopping is hard work, so Amy and her mum stop off for a breather.
You're taking a seat. Ooh. Drink. Ooh. Sit down, drink, come on.
Back in Plymouth, Steve and Michelle are making a rare walk into town to do some last-minute admin for their wedding. And he's in a spot of bother.
Yeah, let's see if I can get down the steps.
Steve's health problems, including diabetes and hypertension caused by his weight, means just being on his feet makes him breathless.
When you've got weight issues, I think, and things like that, it's very difficult to kind of like go on stairs, like be on stairs and everything. So I found it really tough at the moment. So I came down 2 levels.
With Michelle by his side, it's a concern ahead of their big day, but they still head to the reception venue. And it turns out Steve's been here before, and more than once.
This is wedding number 4.
That's 6.
6 then. Wedding number 6. Thanks.
But this will be Steve's first wedding, partly subsidised by the state.
Registry office, transport, hotels, things like that, church. It's around about £3,000. Well, what I want to do is pay 50 today.
Yes, certainly.
Then finish the rest on this week, on Friday.
No problem, mate.
All right?
Yeah. Just double check we've got everything there. I know we have. 50 people for the meal.
Yep.
The menu, which is minestrone, beef and turkey, and then gateau or cheesecake. Is happy with that, or do you want to change it?
Just add the ice cream to it.
Yeah, certainly.
Looking forward to getting married for the first time. Unlike Steve.
Yeah, we love each other, don't we, Sean? Yeah.
How are you pulling my hair?
Yeah, see? Yeah. Well, all right. No, I'll sort out the rest
And
of
you
the
paid 100 so far. No problem at all. Thanks very much. That's in there. You happy with that?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Any other problems, give us a shout. We'll sort it out for you.
There's loads of people out there, right, who's on benefits. They get married, they get married, of course they do. And they find a venue and other things as well, so why can't I?
In Scotland, the Johnstons are facing an uncertain future. It's hard for them to imagine a way out.
You know, I'm not proud that I'm on benefits. I don't want to be on benefits. I would like to work. I would like to have a job. I would like Amy to be... I would like Amy to be better, and I would like Amy to thrive and have everything she wants in the world.
And yet, with no job prospects, Amy's lifestyle and daily routines aren't about to change.
A lot of people rely on the sandwiches because there's nothing else to have. You know, there's just nothing else to have, so...
Edam cheese.
Just a normal cheese sandwich. With the Edam. Too much butter, though, for Amy does actually cause her tummy problems. So we need to try and limit that as much as we can. So we try and avoid the high sugar ones if we can. Right. Get your butter and go and eat it on the couch.
Sharon says being on benefits just doesn't pay enough to put the right food on the table.
All right, a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this, but the lack of money to buy the food. All I had yesterday was 4 slices of toast and a tuna sandwich.
But there's something Amy just can't give up.
Normal Coca-Cola.
How many of those do you drink a day?
2 1.5 bottles.
That's the equivalent of 80 teaspoons of sugar a day.
I'm tempted. Her late gran, bless her soul, when we used to come and visit when she was a baby, she'd always say, just put a little tiny bit of iron brew in a bottle and that'll get a wind up. And you know what, I thought, that's not gonna work. But you know, it did, it worked every single time.
In York, with the gastric bypass in the diary, Rachel Lacey is off to the job centre to find out whether she can come off the dole and onto sickness benefits while she recovers.
I have worked more often than I haven't worked, therefore I have paid into the system. And therefore I have no qualms about collecting sick pay. In fact, if anything, I feel better on that than I would on job seekers.
And she's still wrestling with the fact that it's the taxpayer who will foot the bill for the £6,000 bypass.
Yeah, I know it's a controversial subject. There's lots of other operations here. There's people object to this. There's people object to smokers getting treatment, alcoholics getting treatment. I have paid into the system and I will continue to pay into the system. And some people are not going to believe it, even if I say it, even if I put out wage slips, they'll probably still say I'm lying. And I know there's people out there who'll be getting this who've never paid it and never will.
And after her appointment, Rachel's more than happy.
They've said, sign off sick. That is the best bit of news that I'm not going to have to worry about. Because I'd have to come and sign on in the middle of that.
It's the morning of Steve and Michelle's big fat benefits wedding. They've had to scrimp, save and go without to make their benefits go further.
I know I'm having a cat. That's courage then. Yeah, you need it. First start of the day, innit?
His carer, Ruth, is doing Michelle a favour for free.
I'm sitting down now and a beer. There you go. Don't tell the missus in there.
This could be the first ever divorce before you got married.
As preparations continue, the photographer arrives.
Hold it there, Michelle. It's lovely. Today's your special day. Lovely.
All right.
Okay, super.
Before they know it, it's off to the registry office. Or is it?
Hello, can I have a taxi, please?
When his ride doesn't start, Steve is forced to dig into his pocket and pay for a taxi.
I'm just going to see what you can do about getting a cab straight. Come right around. Taxi's here now, look. Oh, don't ask. You all right? Oh.
The stress is building. The clock's ticking. Friends and family gather.
All right, Dad. Yep.
But the happy couple make it just in time.
You all right?
Oh, to you.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Just remember that I love you. Because it's never going to be another you. And I mean that.
Stephen and Michelle, at this point it gives me very great pleasure to announce that you are now husband and wife. Congratulations, Stephen.
After a few more photos,
Little kiss.
it's a motorbike convoy to the church for a blessing.
That was fun, I think.
Steve's gone the extra mile and made his money go as far as it possibly can. But the day is beginning to take its toll.
There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
Thank you. You all right?
All right, yeah, I'm fine.
Get everybody in who...
Yeah,
Yes, good. Yeah.
The Bible teaches us that marriage is a gift of God in creation and a means of His grace. Heavenly Father, by your blessing, let this ring be to Michelle and Stephen a symbol of unending love and faithfulness.
Steve's now been on his feet for several hours. Something's not right.
Yeah, just showered. Yeah, so I feel well. Yeah, not feeling well. So it's been a bit of a hectic day.
But the show must go on. Mr. and Mrs. Beer are hosting their reception. They have laid on a spread and they couldn't resist treating their guests to their favourite takeaway.
We done pizzas, barbecue wings, chips, onion rings, nuggets, wedges.
The total cost of catering the Beers' wedding, nearly £1,000. They say it's been a struggle, but the sacrifices are worth it. But just a few hours into the celebrations, and Steve's health takes a turn for the worse.
Right. Don't feel well. I don't feel well. Oh, God.
Do you think you need to go somewhere? Not that bad, are you?
Yeah, but don't spoil Michelle's day.
Yeah, you can't get much better. Can you I think we're going to have to call a paramedic and just get check him out.
Why?
He doesn't have something. Yeah, he's not looking good.
Yeah, sure. It's
The pain's gone down his leg, and he has gone into quite a sweat.
My legs are going out and I'm not feeling well.
As concern grows and Michelle changes out of her wedding dress, the paramedic assesses Steve.
I was expecting it, just put it that way. Always up the hospital with his legs. He normally gets pains in his chest, then gets shortness of breath, and then ambulance people.
Well, I think it's time to get some help, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose in some respects you could just say it's the wedding from hell because he didn't want to put it off, he didn't want to upset anybody, he had it all arranged.
Yeah.
And he's just taking too much on. You know you can. If he loses weight, I can't see any reason whatsoever within 2 years that he won't be in a fit state to come back and get to work. There's no reason whatsoever.
Michelle is less optimistic.
Oh, well done.
I reckon Stephen will be on benefits most of his life because of his weight and stuff like that. I'm going to have to be his carer for basically the rest of his life, probably.
Kind of goes to prove that there's no way that he could work, is there? 'Cause
Not really. He can't really work if he's been in pain most of the day, really. So with his leg and that, so I don't think he'd ever go back to work.
Steve was in hospital for 9 days with a blood clot in his lung. He is recovering and looking forward to married life with Michelle. Shortly before Rachel was due to go into hospital, she fell ill. Her gastric bypass didn't go ahead. And Amy and her mum are still hoping that one day she'll find a job that will change her life. Next time, meet the Kerrigans. Many of them live off the state, and between them and their partners, they get more than 50 grand a year in benefits.
Well, if there weren't no benefits, obvious. Waste of time living, isn't it?
They've got strong opinions.
If they give us enough benefits, people won't have to go out pinching and shoplifting.
They say it how it is.
Too many people are coming from different areas and taking our jobs.
And they don't care what anyone thinks.
While I'm getting money, I want to treat the kids.
As a Kerrigan, nothing's more important than family loyalty.
We just all basically stick together. It's always been that way.
And the family that claims together stays together.
I'm proud to be a Kerrigan.
New tomorrow night at 10, Natalie has decided it's time to shift her baby weight. She's a spray tan mum, single and proud. Next tonight, Ride with the Interceptors.